more done. All right. So we did Getting It Done yesterday and that live stream. And we talked about a couple of things. Some more things have popped up, and I'm just like, I don't even know what in the heck is happening right now as far as like the state of people. Like I saw an article today and it was like so ridiculous. It said that a conservative group is suing a black excellence school under civil rights laws. And I was like, that's got to be the most oxymoronic article that was written, because how in the world does that make sense? Like, that's just the weirdest thing. So I saw that today, and yesterday, after the other stream, I was looking at some other stuff, and it was like, apparently, there's gonna be these. I'm not gonna say Olympic style. I don't know the exact style, but it's like these sports tournaments that high school students are gonna be essentially required to participate in, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what in the world is this? Like, this is the weirdest thing. So, it's just every day. It's something new that's crazy, and I'm like, I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful that, like, for that thing I just mentioned, my son is homeschooled, so that should not apply. Because they said the students are going to be coming from high school, so it's just like, that should not apply to my child. Since they're homeschooled, they're not in high school or anything. It's just the fact of the matter. It's like, okay. Because of course, to a person who's not like paying attention to certain things, they'd be like, "Oh, that sounds normal," and it's just like, no. If you keep up with the patterns, no, that's not normal. That doesn't sound normal at all. And we had this whole national address thing. And it's like the address itself was only in accordance to just saying things. It wasn't like an actual announcement, so it didn't really need to be a national address. Okay. Saidi Rafi said hi. Um, AK said hi from Albina, my nigga. I don't know where Albina is. Marcel Powell said, good vibes, positive, natural face looks good. Okay, good vibes is cool. The rest of what you said, Sean here said, what's up, Empress? What's good, Sean? Maria said, Tonta. Josh said, why your hair looks like that? Like what? Al Coleman said, Wagwan Shorty. Oh, I mean, like, if you didn't call me Shorty, I'd be like, Wagwan. But no, no. Men on the internet are just weirdos, you know what I'm saying? So I can't engage with you fun because you're gonna take it too far and think I'm being serious. Um, Josh said gap. What you mean? Um, yeah, I'm trying to. Let me just talk to these people first because I feel like if I do too much, then I might mess something up, and I'm Not trying to mess this up. Elko says shorty meaning shoddy. And that's still a problem. You're a man and y'all be tripping. So no, I will not engage with you in that context. Even if I'm joking, no. Okay, let me talk to these people. So I'm working on this thing right now. I showed y'all the project that I accomplished yesterday, so super happy and excited about that. So, dang it, I still didn't fix my screenshot thing. So, the thing that I was talking about yesterday, where I was like, um, I was gonna show y'all a screenshot. I had forgot to. So the thing is, like, there is this person on Instagram, because I had showed y'all the comments that I got publicly. If stuff is public, I don't mind showing y'all, and the screen name is there. They're already public, so it's fine. But this happened in the DMs, and so when stuff like that happens, I'm not trying to expose the conversation I have with people. So before I got back on social media, this person had added me to a group chat, and then they removed me from the group chat because then they closed the whole chat down, and so they started removing everybody. But I still was able to read a lot of this stuff that they were talking about. So I sent them a DM and I was like, hey, I saw you adding me to a group chat a little while ago, and you know, like, you got the good things that you're saying and the stuff that you're saying you want to do. At the same time, um it's like the stuff you're talking about, I'm not, you know, I didn't tell them that it wasn't important. I was just saying that the steps that they're taking to go about what it is they're saying they're wanting to do is not like, it won't do anything. It's really, like, at that point useless, because I tried it myself. Other people have tried it. Over the years, it's just not a successful route to go. And continuing to try to do it won't amount to any sort of results. And that's what I was letting them know. So then I also sent them a link to the website that I'm participating in. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh, let me. Inconvenience. Okay. So yeah, you know, they had the whole plan, and they had a bunch of people in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's either people with a lot of clout, or it was people who were involved with the people with a lot of clout. So even if they didn't have the high numbers, they were still like highly involved people type situation, if you catch my drift. So is this, are those the same, or is it, I guess, not even looking like it's different. I don't even, oh, okay, now I see. Okay, that's probably better then. So yeah, I'm reading what they're saying, and it's like, they didn't say anything that was inappropriate, mean, or anything wrong necessarily. I just told them, I'm like, look, I see what you're saying. I see what you're trying to do. It's just not going to work. That's not me being pessimistic. It's just like, everybody has tried to do this already. So to be in a completely new year and going into the next year, because it was like in November when I saw it was added and then removed from the chat and stuff like that. Um, it's like trying to do this again, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You need to go ahead and just give up on that strategy. Not to be pessimistic, but it's like I tried this, everybody else tried this, and this does not work. People do not cooperate enough for this strategy to work. Now, the thing is, that particular person, people who have multiple accounts. I have multiple accounts on Instagram, and I have like DMs that I haven't answered and stuff. So it was like a similar thing for them. I responded, but they did not see my message because they weren't logged into that account. So it happened again. The same person, they sent me messages and stuff. They added me to a group chat, and this time I just left the group chat. They didn't even remove me. I just left before accepting the invitation to join the chat, because I'm just not in that mode at all. It's like, don't add me to a group chat if I didn't ask to be added to a group chat type situation. Just don't do that, because I won't join. There's no reason for me to. And then they sent me a DM, and they were like, oh, we're doing this for the community, blah 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 blah. And like, I understand what you're trying to do. It's just that's not going to work. And I sent them a screenshot of what I had sent them before, because they did not see those messages because they were logged into a different account. And I was like, I figured you just didn't see these messages. They saw my screenshot. In the screenshot, I told them exactly what I said. I sent them a link to the things I have been working on within my own personal space and community wise, and followed it up with, we just need to take this stuff offline. Like, having these group chats and stuff is not going to make a difference. They saw the message and they did not reply. I sent them another message, just following up, being like, I'm here for women. So if you know any women who have anything that they would like to share, anything that they would like to get out to the public, I can work with women. But that whole, group chat thing, I'm not finna deal with y'all. This was a man too. I'm just not finna deal with y'all in that capacity. He didn't open that message up. He saw the screenshot of the previous messages I sent like a month ago, but he did not open up the next message, because I don't know. I can't say why. But he left me on red. He didn't reply at all. Next thing I know, that next chat is gone. My invitation to it, because they sent me another invitation after I declined the first one. Now the invitation was gone. And it's just like, okay, whether you deleted the chat altogether and took my advice, or just removed me because I said I don't want to be involved. Because the thing is, if I already said I didn't want to be involved, you shouldn't have tried to convince me. But now that you tried to convince me, and then I told you exactly why, either it could go one of two ways. You took the advice, you get what I mean, or you're intimidated, and it's like, oh well, I'm just not going to involve you in the first. I'm just not going to involve you now. And it's like, well, I asked to not be involved in the first place. That's why I left the chat and I didn't accept the invite. So, that happened, and it's just one of those things where it's like, y'all still trying to do the same things that everybody tried to do 3, 4, 5 years ago. It didn't work then. It's not gonna work now. It's just not. Again, not to be pessimistic, but like, how many times you have to see the same pattern repeat itself before understanding, like, oh, this doesn't work. Like, this is just, it's not even a bad idea. It's just the way that people are. That's why it's not going to work. Does it work mathematically and scientifically? Yes. You still have to factor in, we talk about a bunch of spiritual people who have mental illness and insecurities. So you got all these emotions and all of this spiritual residue coming from people that has nothing to do with the mission that's supposed to be being accomplished, but people's personal lives and the things that they're dealing with on an individual basis. And that can't be factored in. It's way too many variables. And so that was just one of the things where it's like, I'm still getting it done regardless. It's not that I don't want to work with people. It's just time and time again, people have shown me they can't be relied on, they can't be trusted, and they're not reliable individuals. They're not stable. You would think that if someone volunteers, because this is all stuff, nobody paid us to do anything that we're doing. Even the people who get paid from social media, we're not getting paid enough to significantly, sustain certain things. We do this stuff because we want to do it, and whether the money is there or not, we've done it already anyway. So it's not like anyone's like, making bank from doing this type of stuff and trying to help the community out. And if they are, they're most of the time they're not genuinely helping the community out, or to a certain extent. And so that was just something that happened recently. And once I remember, I'll fix the screenshot so I can actually show y'all what I'm talking about. Because it's just one of those things. It's unfortunate because do I feel like that person is really trying to help the community? Yeah. At the same time, it's just like the route you're going about it has been tried so many times and it always fails. I've never seen it successfully work. Not in that capacity. Every time somebody does, like, for example, the main thing that people be talking about is like going off grid and buying property. Every time it works, it's like related familial units. So the people who are related to each other, or the people who are very, very close as family, they're able to get it done. But the people you're just trying to gather random people from the internet together to try to do it, that has not worked. And it won't work. Not everybody has the same mindset. When you try to do things with people who have a different mindset, it doesn't work. Al Coleman said, where are you from? I'm from Memphis. Talking about, okay, you said, by the way, I'm 6'2". I didn't ask what your height was. NTZ Claus said, what's up? What's up? Composite Square said, John 3:16 is John 5. Except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God. Water baptism and Spirit baptism. Acts 19:5-6. If not, John 3:36. Okay. LeBron Jordan said, are you a Trump supporter? That is a personal question. What I will say is I've had direct communication with the president, and I have advised him on the perspective of a group of people. So, I can't say I support any individual. I can't, I'm not even like a deeply political person as far as parties go. I like ideals, strategies, and rhetoric that develops into action. So, do I agree in totality with what a single person does? No. And that goes for anybody who's a politician. GBR said, dude, what's up? Devil Worshipper 123 said, I love that head shape. I'm in love. That's weird. Scapegoat said, hello. Hi. Herbs and Animal Life. You've been on my channel before listing a bunch of things, so I'm going to skip your comment. I gave myself a wrench. Said, can I help you? Can you help get love out of joke? Okay, never mind. Schooly C said, you look like you make good mac and cheese. All right. Daddy Oro said, hi. Hello. Rocky said, hey, beautiful. What's up? You single? I'm not answering you at all. So, yeah. The other thing, the part of this, what's it called? The title of this stream, we got our playlist done. So a couple of streams back, I said I was gonna make a playlist for Glamour Magic. I got that done. I got that finished. So you guys will be able to watch that as an entire series instead of just those videos popping up or me giving single suggestions. I would recommend watching the entire series so you can understand how your physical appearance does bring in your physical reality, because it changes your mindset. When you are programming yourself, you need to see certain visuals on a regular basis, and that includes how you dress, how you look, what you're exposing yourself to, all that matters. So I did finish the Glamour Magic playlist, and also I made another playlist. It's called the Perpendicular Reality playlist. That one's not
battery level reached. Please disconnect charger.
That one is nowhere near as long as the Glamour Magic playlist. The Glamour Magic one is like 21 videos long, so you'll be watching that one for a good while. But the Perpendicular Reality one, that's only 3 videos, at least so far, because I can add more because they go hand in hand with bringing things into reality. If you're tired of the same things pretty much happening all the time, that's because you're shifting from parallel realities, but things aren't significantly different. Where perpendicular realities, things just get all the way shooken up and they're totally different. So I do talk about that in three different streams. So yeah, one of them's, well, two of them are readings, and the other one is just a recap on how this worked in my life versus just it being theory. Angel says she's just like me. I don't know you. Schoolie C said, you Mormon? I am not Mormon. No one here today said, I just got here. What are you talking about? Just general stuff. Anthony Tartaro said, do you snore while you're sleeping? Why are you asking that question? And so, yeah. We got those playlists finished. So you got, like, essentially what I was supposed to do, but I didn't do in 2025, which I kind of was forced to do because of YouTube policy and stuff. It's just optimizing my channel and making it easier for y'all. Not that I didn't want to make it easier for you. It's just I just didn't take it all that seriously. I was replying to comments, and I was planning some things for me to transition as far as social media in general. But like I said, most of my stuff has been focused on the actual community. So as far as like YouTube, I didn't care that much about YouTube specifically. But what I did go ahead and do is finish that playlist and optimize my channel to where that's easier to access as far as like all that information collectively. Rigaro Dondo said, make sure you put a towel down later. Okay. And so yeah, right now I'm working on some other stuff as far as still getting information to the public, but it's just not, it's not video form. My main target audience is people who like to read. So I focus on the production of essays, and I have my other book that's published as well. So if you guys would like to purchase my book, pre-order it. You can. It's called Quadrillionaire Blockchain Derivatives Goddess. And so you can order it on the marineflowblog.com website. Okay. All right. Regardless, said, ha 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 ha. I love me some roast beef. Okay. Stan Green said, LOL, information to the public. Nobody cares what you have to say. Okay. T2378 said, hi, what type of books you write? So the very, very first one I wrote was based on my experience as a real estate entrepreneur. So I started doing real estate at the age of 19. Closed a handful of deals, closed some deals, opened up a business, got some business partners and stuff like that. And then as things progressed, like I started going viral in the real estate investment space. So I had a lot of connections to people I would talk to. And then I got into the education space. So I started posting content about it after I went viral. So I just, I was able to garner the attention of I think it's 14,000 people in my Facebook group to this day. So I wrote a book about that. I wrote a book about the concept of getting into the industry as, for as low cost as possible. It's never to do it absolutely for free, but I did talk about how I started, how other people can start, and the future of it as far as talking about CBDCs and decentralized currency and RWAs, which are real world assets. So blockchain backed real estate or blockchain backed anything that's physical. And so yeah, that is what I wrote my first book about. And then the second book I wrote is an anthology of all the essays I've written so far. I've written, how many is that I did last year? It was over 10. I forgot the exact number, but it was over 10. So that book, Quadrillionaire Blockchain Derivatives Goddess, is an anthology of all the essays that I wrote on my blog website. Regardless, say, can we get a 360? No. T23878 said, I love to read. Wow, 19 years old is pretty young. Yeah. French, oh my gosh. Francho, I'm sorry. Franchos Medaloza said, hi, hello. T2 said, interesting. Yes, I appreciate that a lot. It's been cool. It's been cool. X8HE said, she's musty and pretty. Okay. Ash said, looks like someone took a bite off your hair. All right. T23 said, so where can I obtain your book? The real estate one is a little bit on hold right now because I'm just focusing on the essays for at this moment. But you still can obtain it. It's just like my website is like going through construction at the moment to order it. So if you send a DM to @birddogrealestate on Instagram, or send an email to birddogrealestateinvesting@gmail.com, then you can order that way. Otherwise, you can pre-order because the other one isn't all the way out yet. You can pre-order Quadrillionaire Blockchain Derivatives Goddess from marineflowblog.com. And so you can order it directly from there. So then when it's officially out and released for everybody, then you'll be one of the first to receive it. And it's also on discount. So when the book comes out, it'll be $66.66. You can get it now for $33. T Shearing Pim said, what is your name? You can look at my username. Okay, T2 said the other one got it. Okay, cool. What do you want to do? Okay. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. That's a good deal. Yeah. I appreciate it because the whole thing is like the essays themselves on the website, they are primarily for those in academia. So by having the physical book, you still get access to the essays despite, the different levels of pricing that are on the website directly. And so the information is still obtainable for the everyday person, even if they're not in academia. Why is it being like that? Okay, Joke said hello, yo, hello. All right. I don't see what you're doing all that for. Hi. T2 said, what is your opinion on education with AI changing the educational landscape? I think it's great. I think AI is fine. It's just people. The thing is people. And if they decide whether or not to be lazy. And the thing is a lot of people choose to be lazy. And so the whole thing is I'll say that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, what happens is people choose to be lazy And that's the whole issue. As far as like mentioning AI specifically, that's the whole issue. I don't think education is doing well, and that has nothing to do with AI. Education started tanking, really, if we're being honest, like 10 years ago, probably more than that, but noticeably about 10 years ago. And that's for several different reasons. And so, when it comes to involving AI, it's for sure helpful. It's just, again, people choosing whether or not to be lazy. And so when you factor in artificial intelligence into education, it can make things a lot easier on the teacher. Students using AI during class, I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's smart. Now, I'm not going to be hypocritical and say that, my child does not use artificial intelligence for their work. At the same time, it's not a dependence. So, what do I have my child doing with AI? All that happens is they can help with the flow and documentation of ideas with their chatbot. Otherwise, we create whatever it is we're going to create, and then I have my child still write things down by hand, and it doesn't become a replacement for communication, nor does it become a replacement for reading. Where I think the issue lies in teachers becoming too dependent on AI, and then students aren't reading anymore. They're just kind of, whether it's skimming over things or using the auditory feature without too much reason. Because it's like, if people are busy, of course they listen to audiobooks. Of course, they use the audio feature of whether, whatever chatbot they're using. But like children who are in the development ages, that's not a convenience thing. That's being used to replace the intellect, and that's where it's not okay. So um the educational system started to decline. There is hope for it. AI can help. It's whether people choose whether or not to be lazy. Chimp said, "Yo, all right, what's up, yo? Jokes. I'm about to put you in timeout because you keep spamming. You're gonna go in timeout in a second." But yeah, that's how I feel about it. AI is a great tool if used within moderation and for necessities rather than, because it's like it's sold as a convenience, it's shared as a convenience. It's just it becomes too much if people rely on it way too much without the depth of personality first. That's the whole thing. Okay, I got that finished. So yeah, that's cool. Um, okay. All right, great. Yeah, because like when it comes to like, I write essays, and I do have AI versions of my essay. So what happens with that is and that's included in the book as well. The AI versions of the essays make them longer and provide more extensive information that I myself could not have created out of my own brain or been able to research. So by running it through AI, it creates a longer form of the essay with more information and a stronger diction than I may have myself, because the computer takes what I'm doing already and makes it that much better because that's how I programmed the bot to do it. So that's the part that a lot of people aren't like, I'll say, taking advantage of. It's like you use your brain first. You still automatically use your brain first, and then you use artificial intelligence to enhance or to provide assistance where the ideas aren't there. If you're really struggling to think about something, or because it's like people use AI to get ideas, and I don't think that's okay. Using artificial intelligence to get ideas, no. I think that AI is a great tool to build upon things, but using it as a source, no, I think that's wrong, and that's where a lot of people are. Actually, that's what they're choosing to do, and that's where it becomes an issue. So yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna be with y'all long. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Um, Kale Thornton said hello, hi. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream though. I just finished my work. What's up? You know, I'm chilling. Just got some work finished, and I'm either gonna do a little bit more, or that'll probably be it for me. It's Friday afternoon, evening time, so it's all good. It's all cool. But yeah, if y'all don't have anything else that y'all want to say or ask, then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. All right, cool. Okay, let me see. But yeah, I do want to touch again on just the thing that was said to me in the DM. It's like I because the thing is, people come to me for important stuff. Because another person came to me. Now, I have already made it clear to this person that I do not intend on working with them again. I did make that very clear to them. However, they came to me again and was like, "Oh, I'd like to raise this amount of finances with you." Basically, they wanted to present me with an opportunity to raise a significant amount of finances. And I texted them back. I said, "Oh, no, thank you. I'm not interested." And it's like, people know to come to me for important stuff. At the same time, it's like, once you show me who you are, I'm going to treat you that way. So for the person who was in my DM talking about the community thing, them as a person, they didn't do anything specifically. It's just their strategy going about it. I've already seen that strategy fail so many times, so I don't want to involve myself with trying again. And then the other situation where the person was trying to raise funding with me, it's like, you've already shown me who you are as a person, so I don't want to try when I'd have to deal with you again, and I don't want to do that anymore in my life because you've shown me how you operate and I don't agree with it and I don't want to deal with that anymore. So, that's the type of stuff that you just have to be sincere about, whether it's your boundaries, whether it's your morals, your moral compass, things like that. It's like, if you deal with a person and they are continuing the same actions and habits, you got to deal with that person exactly how they are, their actions and habits. Or if it's a certain type of community and strategy that people like to go about things, it's like, I'm not going to deal with y'all and how y'all think. A lot of people that they added to the group chat and stuff, people I do not mess with. I don't like those people. I do not like them. Besides me not liking those people that they were trying to involve everybody with, I've already seen this strategy fail time and time again. So there's no point in me participating. And that's what anybody has to say. It's like, there's no point in participating if it's not going to work, either with people that you tried to work with before or a strategy that has never been successful. Uh, Ismail Alvaro said, "Why you look like Marshawn Lynch?" I'm not gonna look them up because y'all be saying stuff random. Kale Thornton said, "Most people don't pronounce my name correctly, but you did." That's because I know about Thornton, Matthew Thornton, and Louis O'Swingler. Well, actually, no, and that might be spelled differently. Is it Thornton or Thornton? Hold on. Yeah, I think it's Thornton. No, it's not. It's Thornton. I can't find it. I was hoping that I would have the proper spelling. I could just Google it, but I had to get my notes. But anyway, yeah, I'm familiar with the last name. Ismail said a young version of that nigga. Okay. Kale Thornton said most people don't pronounce. Oh, yeah. Leroy Adams said, "Hello, Empress. Hello." Reeling and on fishing said, "Jesus loves you." and he died for you. And if you believe, he will forgive you for your sins, and you can live with him forever. Christ loves you too. All right, y'all. I will see you in the next one. Thawada. And that means shalom. Thawada means thank you in Hebrew.